Hey guys, welcome to iXoft Original. And on our previous lesson, we were learning how to develop a video editing software in Visual Studio, which is Visual Basic we were using. If you have yet not subscribed to my channel, do well to do so that you won't be missing any upcoming episode for this series. Okay, so on our previous lesson, we got to a point where we were developing a nice a nice design for our system. Yes, I got some errors in my project. My project accidentally crashed, and I decided to develop a new one. So that is the outcome I came. Okay, so it quite looked like the same thing. So I believe we are good to go. Okay, so from this section, let's see how best we can work along with the rest. Yes, so I would like to say that the anchor point for this, I will just remove the okay, so let me remove the button for this, and then okay, good. So for this, I would like to add a combo box, which is this SQLAB. Then I will just for this one, I will just set the anchor point to this, and then remove this. And then for the items for the anchor, I would like to add that is resolution, right? So I will say that 1280 by 1080p, right? So 1280 by 1080p, right? And then we will say that 1280 by 720p. So it is going to be 1920 by 1080p, right? So we will say 1920 by 1080p, and then we will say that yes, by 720. I will be leaving these two resolutions just like that, just like that. Yes, so I'll just copy this first one, and then I'll select OK. Now when I start this project, you will see that automatically you can see this here, but I want it to start automatically when I start the software. I want it to automatically select this resolution, right? So let's see how best we can work on this. But first of all, let me remove this button, and then I believe I'm done. So for this, let's go to the codes, which is this, and then make sure your form event is selected, and then from declarations select your loading event. All right, your load event. So anytime you load your system, that is what it should do. So from my form, this little combo box here, I will change the name to the name of the combo box. I will say that CMB resolution, right? CMB resolution. So let's go back, and then we will say that CMB resolution dot selected item should be what I copied, right? This resolution right here. So don't forget to save your project. So anytime I start a system, you see that automatically it will get that resolution right here. So that will be my selected resolution for this particular project. Now you can see that this is also working perfectly fine, and it's quite nice. Now let's add some little stuffs to this particular project, and I believe it's done. I would like to delete this for now. I don't need it, so I'll just extend this to the side, and then I'll start it once again to see how best it looks like. Good. So let me drag that one to the anchor that one to the left side as well. So I'll say anchor to the right, sorry, and then I will start it again and see how best it looks like. This is very systematic, so you need to be a little bit adjustment. Okay, now let's see how best we can work along with this. Let me quill this down, and then I'll just add a new group box, and then that group box will be here, and I would like to scale this a little bit, and then I will set the back color for that to be this color. So I'll just copy this color, come to this, set the back color. Instead of white, I'll just add I'll just add a color here for it to be like the same thing. Then I will just select the text and then clear everything, and then I will just extend it a little bit higher, and then this is how it is gonna be. So I will just readjust this so that it will just suit to the project that I'm doing, and I believe that is kind of cool. Good. So let's cut this and then paste it on this form actually. So let's move it down. So let's move it down to be here. Yes, so let's move it up. Good. You've got to take your time in doing this because it's quite complicated a little bit, right? So you just take your time and then you do this. Yeah, that's all. Okay, so just work along with that, and this is how mine looks like. So I'll just set the anchor to everywhere so that I'll just get whatever I want to do. So I'll say this and that. Yes, so let's start it once again and see how best it looks like. Okay, so as you can see, this is how it looks like, right? So let's remove the the bottom anchor so that it will be very perfect. So that is it. We've removed the button anchor. Good. Now we're going to add some little guys here, and that is going to be, I'm going to use a picture box, right? So I'll just drag and drop a picture box here, and I will just, for this picture box, I will just scale it up down, and then I'll just use my arrow key to position it somewhere here, and then I will choose my image. I have I have saved some images on my desktop where I will be using as my my editing software icons. So I created an image, and then I folder, and then I said I called it editing software images. And from our previous, you can see that there is add magnet cut here. So those are the tools we're gonna add, right? So that is add icon. So I'll just go to the large format, and then I'll add this, which means I'm gonna add a video to my timeline, and it's very interesting. So I'll just I'll just copy and paste this one more time, and then as you can see, I'll just check out this. You can see that magnet and then cut, right? So let me paste it one more time, right? So this is gonna be the cuts, right? So that is going to be the cut. This is going to be the cut. So I'll just choose the cuts, and then okay, then I'm going to choose the magnet, as you can see from this section. So I'm going to choose the magnet. So that is it. That is for the magnet. And now I'll just select everything here. All these guys, they are even docked to the top left already, so don't forget to save your project. And then I'll just start the project once again, and then when I start the system, you're going to see that it's now there, and it's very, very beautiful. As you can see from this section, you can cut it, and then you can do a lot of stuff there. So from this section, I would like to delete all these stuffs, and then I will be adding some new buttons to this. So I'll just delete all these stuffs, and then I will be adding play button, right? So I'll just paste the button, the picture box I added here, and then I'll just extend it a little way higher, and then I add it here. So I'll just choose that particular image which I want to use it as my play. Yes, so this is my play, and that is how it's going to be like. Yes, so I'll just copy and paste this play once again, and I will just choose another image, and then I will just choose this guy here, and that is going to be fantastic. So this is the guy I want to choose here. Good. And I will add that one here. So I'll just copy this and then paste it one more time, add that one here too, and then select all these two, just arrange it, try to adjust it. So just copy and then paste it one more time, add those two here, and it's going to be fantastic. Now for this one, I'll just import another image, which is this, right? And it's quite interesting. That is good. So I'll just add another image which is similar buttons like that. So I'll just add this, and yes, so then I add the other one, and that is going to work perfectly fine. That is this. Oh, sorry. Okay, that is this, and I think my system is done. Now let me add one more thing, which is my record, which I can use to record my screen. So let me add our record button here, whereby I can use that to record my screen, and it's going to be amazing, and that is very fantastic. So that is my record button, and then this record button is going to be here. And then I'd like to add one menu button, and that menu button is going to be here. So that is going to explore additional tools for me, and I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. Yes, so that is it. I would like to add that menu button, let's say menu icon here, and then concerning this, I would like to copy and paste it one more time, and I would like to say this is a zoom icon. That is a zoom icon. So I'll just import my zoom icon, and it's gonna be fantastic. So I'll just import a zoom icon, which means I can zoom my system. So I'll just add the zoom icon here, and I will add a new I'll just add a new track bar. So I'll just add SQL track bar, and that will be my zoom to zoom. I will be using it to zoom the timeline, right? So that is it. And I would like to say that the maximum value for this is going to be 100, and then the minimum, and I would like the actual value to be 50, right? And then I would like to choose the track color. Instead of green, I can choose this yellow guy, and it's gonna work good. Is gonna work perfectly fine, as you can see from there. And then I can choose the font color, and then that is the I can choose white for now, and that is also going to work. And I can choose the back color, that can be white as well, or let's say that can be red as well. It depends on whatever color you want to do, so I'll just undo that for now, and then save my project. Now let's select all these, and then go to the anchor point. It is top left, so let's make it top right for now. and then select everything, and then for the cursor format, let's choose hand for now. And all these, I would like to choose the cursor for that to be hand. Good, and that is fantastic. All right, so as you can see from here, these are some little guys I would like to add. And you can just copy this, and then, or you can just say copy this and then paste it there, and it is gonna work, right? So I'll just add one, let's add one button here, and that button is going to be the shortcut for the zoom, right? So you've got to import something like that. Let's see. Okay, something like this, and that is going to be the the shortcut for the imports, the zoom tool. And I'm gonna add the other shortcut here, and then I will just import it and then add the other one here as well. So that is what I'm really talking about. Now let's start our system and let's see how best it looks like. Let me select these two, and then let's set the cursor to hand. I believe that is already done. So let's start the system and see how best it definitely looks like. So that is how we want to use to develop our editing software. So this is done, but it's not quite done. We've gotten the fundamental basics on how our system is going to work, right? Okay, so let's add one more thing. We're gonna add percentage, right? We're gonna add percentage. So let's bring this backwards a little. Then let's copy this label, and then paste it, and then bring it here. So that is gonna display the zoom length, right? So it's gonna display the zoom length, and then we're gonna copy and then paste it one more time, and this is going to be the mouse coordinates, right? So this is going to be the X, right? So we're going to say X, then you're going to say that 0 0 0, right? That will be the the coordinates. It depends on, the more you are moving the mouse, the more it is reading the coordinates, right? So let's see how we're gonna work along with that. And then this is gonna be the Y coordinates, so let's bear in mind, and then let's try to understand what we are trying to do here. So let's save everything now, highlight these two guys, and then for the anchor point, let's anchor it to the instead of the left, let's right. Okay, that is quite interesting and fantastic. So for this one, we're gonna dock it to the left instead of right, and then we remove the yes. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this. That is 0 0, right? So we're gonna double click on this track bar too. So let's rename this. We're gonna say that zoom track bar, zoom bar. Let's say zoom bar, right? That will be the name for that. And then this is gonna be the seek bar, so seek bar. Good. So let's double click on this zoom control or zoom scroll. So we're gonna say that before we do anything, let's go to this label and let's give it a name, right? So we're gonna say that this label is gonna be LBL zoom, right? All right, so let's go back to the form, and then we're gonna say that LBL zoom dot text equals to zoom bar dot value, right? And we're gonna add and, then you bring your two inverted commas, and inside the inverted commas you add your percentage sign. So it's gonna correspond to that particular percentage you are currently working on. You can see that this is 0 0, but it's now 50%, right? So you can see that you are controlling, but so we will do this. Let's say we will copy this label here, copy this code of line, and then add it to the form load event. So as soon as the form loads, it will just it will just be picking according to where the position is, which is the zoom tool. So we will say that this zoom tool is gonna zoom this by 10, right? So we will say that for that one, we will say that when you double click on this, we're gonna say that zoom bar 1 dot value equals to val, and then we're gonna say that zoom bar 1 dot value, it should be let's add, we will say that plus 10, right? So it's gonna add it by 10, right? So wherever the zoom value is, the zoom bar is gonna add it plus 10, right? So guys, I'll be back. Eja, patcho radio domboko. Me patcho move here.